What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the EA FC Career Mode. It's episode number 47, returning today with a brand new season as our 6th year with Premier League winners Luton Town gets underway, as we've got Champions League football at Power Court for this season. As per usual, as it is Saturday morning, if you could leave a like guys for a guaranteed quadruple upload weekend, you know I'd appreciate that. And I got a special thank you, episode number 50, coming your way as well. So yeah, to start season off, first thing we're going to do is check our budget for season 6, where for the summer transfer window we will have £199 million. What? I mean, all these years I've been bemoaning the fact the board haven't given us a major budget to work with whilst we've been improving our team. And now I've got that. And it's like, why didn't you just spread it out evenly? I don't want to blow it all this season. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire and fire some scouts, because that budget is just too much, man. I'm not ungrateful, don't get me wrong. It's amazing to have it, but 199 million. Listen, I get it, man. We're going into the Champions League this year. We're trying to defend our Premier League title, but it's still a lot, you know. Let's try and get the best scouts we can, and I'll also can I fire him as well? I can't fire him just yet. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Joel. You're gonna lose your job when you come back, mate. And I tell you what we can do as well. We can also fire that. Lower rated. Oh no! Fire that. God, the menus are a bit laggy at times, aren't they? Fire that lower rated youth scout and pick up one of the best we can. This really annoys me about career mode. It's always randomized, but like why can't you like surely a club at this stature, like what chance does Frederick Hart have of becoming a major scout for what is now a Champions League team and a Premier League winners medal? Mate, you're 70. It's time to retire. It's a young man's game or a young woman's game, depending on who you are. Hugh is going to get a scouting job, and that does see our budget go down a little bit, but only by about 11 million. So let's see if I can hire a coach as well. Jamie Anderson. It suits our play style as well. We'll pop him in the defence coaching slot 2. There we go. Nicely done. Looking good indeed. So let's start off as we always do by taking a look at the squad for the new season. Is Fuentes going to start growing again? Yes, he is. Love to see this. Oh, by the way, I forgot who this was. I'm so sorry, but you left a comment for me, and I'll try and see if I can find it. But yeah, so someone said that when you see those holds on a player's growth, it's not for forever. It's not going to last forever. They might be able to grow the following season if they go into good form. So whoever that was, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but thank you for that comment. I really appreciate it. But yeah, moving forward and taking a look at the squad, I think we probably will need to say to De Silva, you know, thanks for the year last year as a squad left back, we probably don't need you anymore. Connor actually isn't retiring coming the end of the season, so maybe after giving him that extension, I might look to actually sell him now that he is 32 years old as well. Is anyone retiring at all then, or are we just keeping the band together for the new season? Well, we don't need to sell anyone. Dahoud's not going to retire either, neither's Callum O'Hare, so... Oh, Cox had an amazing end to the season. He only shows great potential now. That's frustrating. But, yeah. Looking at the squad here, I don't... Oftentimes I'm like, right, who's going to be the unlucky man? Who's going to be the guy who unfortunately has to make way, has to be sold to raise some funds? Well, this year, no one. We don't need to sell anyone. We still might to thin the squad out with a 48-man team, but we don't need to sell anyone. We can just sign basically whoever we want, and with a lot of players with their contracts up coming the end of the year as well. I'll sort this out, and then I'll overlay the footage and show you which players are going to stay and which ones are going to go. Yeah, I think a couple of the youngsters. I think Ed Davey, who's come back from his loan spell with Preston, and Jorgensen and Norwegian centre forward. I'll give them contracts. Malinovsky, I think we'll get one too, alongside Igor Vilk, who's one of the players I am quite excited about. But I think for the others, I'm probably going to let them go at the expiry of their deals, including young Keir Starmer, Felix Powell, but also some of the seniors as well, such as De Silva, De Hood, and even O'Hare, who's been with us since season 2. And as it is the first day of the new season as well, we're going to send our youth scouts out straight away too. Obviously, I keep the worst of the free scouts in England. That's my choice. We've got the new guy in, Hugh Bull, and we're looking for, perhaps his grandson, who was a bit of a QPR icon, the name Charles Bull. You might remember it if you're a long-term Docks fan. But as for the other two, I've got some fantastic comments from you guys once again, and I want to say thank you so much. And, I want to say once more, it is so, so humbling to see what the comments have been like on this save. And, I know it might sound like a cliche, but it is true. Without your support, this save is nothing. So I want to say thank you for the support. The comments on this save have been incredible, and they continue to be, so thank you so much for that. I can only pick two, and I'll be honest here, I was mulling over this last night when I was reading the comments, and there were some brilliant comments and some fantastic suggestions, not just for where we should go, but why we should go there. But I love this comment here, and I had a few comments for Down Under with Australia and New Zealand, and this comment in particular really caught my eye from McNippy G, who said, I would love for you to send a scout to Australia from here and been viewing for 10 years now. Dude, love you so much, mate. Lots of Aussie cult heroes in the Premier League you could try to reinvigorate, plus you had success with South Africa and South Korea. Why not make the great Southern land the next big success? And I love this part at the end here. Also, head youth coach at Perth Glory in Australia is Chris Coyne, an Aussie who played 215 games for Luton Town. Maybe he can be your man down under. I really like that. A connection with a Luton Town icon down in Australia. We haven't been to Australia or New Zealand yet, and I just thought it was a fantastic comment. Mate, thank you so much for your continued support, but also the comment as well. I'm choosing Australia as our first nation to scout. And I have to say, I was so torn for where we go next. There were some brilliant suggestions for the east side of Europe. Some really awesome suggestions that I thought could be pretty decent here. But we have scouted Poland before, so we've been around this region. And one place we haven't been to is North America. And I got a lot of comments because I know I've got a lot of Canadian and American and Mexican fans for North America. And it was really hard just to choose one. But in the end, I was thinking about this save and how much I loved it, but also as well how much I love my FIFA 16 save. And that was one of the saves where I really felt truly loved by you guys, and I'm feeling it once again right now. And back in this save, if you remember, we scouted Canada, so I had some fantastic Canadian players for Watford, and when I briefly managed Canada in that save as well. And with all the great suggestions for North American countries, I often do scout the USA, but I don't think I've scouted Canada since that great Watford save back in 2016. So yeah, thank you for the comments on North America. The World Cup coming up in 2026, of course. We've just gone past it now. I thought Canada, would be the next nation to scout. Thank you again for your comments, guys. Absolutely brilliant. We're going England, Australia, and Canada this year. Yeah, I remember that save very well. For those that watched that, you'll remember the name Marco Ryan Taylor. You might remember the name Jeremy Haber, and also JJ, who was our Canadian goalkeeper for the finale, if you remember. So maybe we'll have the same success. You never know. I guess we'll find out together. I don't know what to do with the money, though. I mean, we spent 16 million on bumping up our scouting system and sending them out. I've got, you know what? Free agents. Despite all this money, I'm still a cheapskate at heart. I can't forget that. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, Maitland-Niles and Dembele did leave on freeze come the end of the season. But imagine having close to 200 million in the budget, and we're like, right, let's see what we can get for free, shall we? I've said this before, but you can take the boy out of the working class, but you can't take the working class out of the boy. I know where I'm from, man. I'm still searching for a bargain, no matter how much I've got in the bank. So for new signings, once again, thank you for all the comments in the last episode, man. Some brilliant suggestions on where we improve. I know fullback was a position which could definitely be strengthened, and suggested in the comments long-term successor for Basuma, I also saw suggested as well. You know, speaking of someone that can do both of those roles here, I know back in season 3 we had a brilliant young prospect that we ended up selling to Manchester City. Not everyone was happy about it at the time, but I think most did understand why we did that. In the save, he moved on to Spurs, and it's not this one. Funny enough, Spurs have got 2 great Norwegian young right-backs here. Alex Anderson, Luton Town Academy graduate, but now playing second fiddle to a Spurs side who last year underperformed and missed out of Champions League football. This guy is a right-back, but with these stats here, could be an elite defensive midfielder. And I'm going to say to Alex, we all make mistakes when we're younger. Believe me, I made plenty of them. But it's time to come home where you're loved, and there's no place like home. I'm making him my first signing. Yep, he's now grown to 81 overall. Safe to say, it's not gone exactly how he wanted it to since moving on from Luton. Cast out by Manchester City early, and now at Spurs playing second fiddle. Do you want young Keir Starmer, Spurs? I mean, might as well just throw him in a deal, see what they say to this, and see what Angie says. But I'd love to have this guy back, man. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when they're young. No, not at what? Joel Cox? I don't think so, mate. Listen, you can have the Hood. The Hood is out of contract at the end of the season. Not going to get a new one. That would soften the blow a little bit, I would say. So how about 44 million plus Mahmood? That will take it up to 55.5 mil valuation, and they'll say, yeah, if you include a sell-on clause, totally fine with me, because once this guy comes back, he ain't going to make the same mistake and leave again. I'll take that deal. Alex, it's time to come back home. You'll always be loved here in Luton, mate. How many of us can honestly say we haven't made big errors when we were younger that hampered our development? I, for sure, made a lot of them, and Alex was the same. He could have been a star on the rise here at Luton, but saw the bright lights at the Etihad, went to Manchester City, was quickly cast out by Guardiola, and now playing second fiddle at right back in a Spurs team that didn't perform well last season. Alex, mate, we all make mistakes. It's time to come back home. Yep, Anderson is back. He's got the potential to be special still. And whilst it hasn't been recognised in Manchester or North London, it definitely will be here at Power Court. And you look at the stats here, and to me, I really feel, even with a lack of vision, which is obviously quite handy for a central midfielder, if you look at the strength not being the best either, those are the only 2 stats that concern me, really. 90 short pass, fantastic defensive ability, and 85 stamina as well. To me, I think he could be an amazing central defensive midfielder and a long-term successor to former Spurs man himself, Basuma. Alex Anderson, welcome back to Luton Town. So, a couple of bids here. One for Felix Powell, one of our youngsters coming back, and also one for Jada Silva. I'm okay letting him go, both for those flat fees. Okay, I don't think I need this now. We're 6 seasons in, guys. I don't think I need it now. But Jada Silva to Palace. Yeah, totally fine with that. One and done for Jay back at Luton Town as a pro. And Felix going to Southampton. I like that. They like their young players. And yeah, Felix, obviously, I don't think he's going to make the cut here now. So I'm okay with both of those sales there. And for those curious, as it is the summer of 2028, we just had the European Championships. You'll see who ended up winning this, as England were knocked out in the group stage. France, Italy was the final, and in the end, the French managed to reign supreme. Yep, France winners over Italy in the Euro final. So looking at the team now, I'd definitely say a younger left back might be required here. I mean, Justin now in his 30s. Had a contract come the end of the season. Ryan Giles, 28 years old as well, but not getting much better at 82 rated too. I've had some brilliant suggestions for new fullbacks, but one player I would really like to bring in a save where, like I said before, trying to do things differently, sign players I've never had before or players that I've rarely used before. I know bringing back Isakabore is something that a few of you guys want. Sadly, too important now in the Pep Guardiola system to bring back to Luton Town. But playing left back, I've seen a couple of comments for this guy, and I've never had him before. Moving on to Bournemouth in real life. Since then, he's gone to Galatasaray in the Turkish league, and now 24 years old, looking to return to a top 5 European league. I think this guy would fit us like an absolute glove. Milos Kerkez, let's bring him in. Yeah, for someone that's been doing YouTube for 12 years, I said this before, you have to expect there to be some crossover within my saves. I mean, there's not an infinite amount of players out there that are going to have the level to be part of an RTG. When we get to a high level, as we are right now with Luton, now going to the Champions League. And if Galatasaray, I think they're getting Joel Cox, they've got another thing coming. Still, I think we are doing a pretty decent job in this save of bringing in players that we haven't used before. And this guy, I never have, for 52.5 mil, just over market valuation. That could be an absolute bargain. A player with Premier League experience at Bournemouth, European experience with Galatasaray, and now returning to a top 5 European league with the Premier League winners, Luton Town. Milos Kerkez is in on a 62 grand a week, 5-year contract. And I must say, I think he fits this Luton team like an absolute glove. No doubt about it. He is going to be a star in our back line. So 24 years old, already 85 rated, and surely still getting better as well. This is a fantastic pickup here as the Hungarian international comes in. I don't think I've ever signed a Hungarian player before, but he's in regardless, and Milos should probably take Ryan Giles' place. I mean, if not, it will be tough. But I think probably the right move, all things considered. They should have bid here for, well, speaking of Bournemouth, Malinowski from the Cherries, funny enough, loan to buy. Actually, don't mind that, to be fair. Just saying loan to buy and letting him go permanently if need be. Get a bit of money for him as well. So, yeah, one year deal for Max. Split the wages. And as for the transfer fee, nah, he's worth more than that. Why don't I try and add the sell-on clause and see if EA have fixed this? Now, this is why I normally don't do it, because... Oh, well, maybe they must have fixed it back in... Well, I say back in the day. In previous FIFAs, the AI managed to just walk out with 15%. That's an okay clause, that. Well, that's good to know, actually. It definitely is. Theo Oliver is wanted by Sparta Rotterdam. I'll try and sell him within England. That's interesting to know that, because... As I mentioned before, ordinarily, like the AI managers would just say, a 4% sell-on clause? 4? That's insane. Go away. Never talking to you ever again. But if it's now doable, then that means I can start putting those sell-on clauses on my young players, which is very, very useful for if they do end up developing into great players in the future. Getting a lot of loan bids here. So I don't mind that one, to be fair. LAFC. Wanting to take the young man Theo to America. Don't mind that, to be fair. Jorgensen to Fulham. I feel like we need a third choice forward. But it's still time to get one. So I might just take out the loan to buy and just ask for a 2-year loan deal. And, well, Sung-Soo Young is in hot demand right now. We've already loaned one player out to Frosinone. Let's see if we can loan him out there as well. Is it Johan Hansen going out there? I wish you could get feeder clubs in career mode. You can do it in Football Manager. But feeder clubs would just make this A, so much easier, and B, a lot more fun as well. If you could have feeder clubs in Europe, or obviously possibly in lower leagues as well. I mean, who have we loaned? It's Johansson's gone out to Frosinone. Imagine that, Frosinone in Italy being a feeder club. That would be brilliant. So that's Malinowski gone to Bournemouth for 12 months and possibly on a permanent deal. As well. We'll keep our eyes on that one there. Getting a lot of loan offers now. Everton, Sean Dyche want to take an Edward Davey to Goodison for a 1-year loan as well. Totally fine with that too, as we continue to get our young players some first-team development, as we've seen, has been very crucial to development for players in this save, including, of course, the most noteworthy Gabriel Long. So, that's an interesting one. Manchester United wanted to bring back Anthony Elanga to Old Trafford. I don't mind that either, because last season didn't get a lot of game time. I'm not against that, you know. Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga. You won't stop him if you dare. I reckon we can get close to 40 mil, personally. I mean, he's only 26, and that is still very young, and he's still going to get better. Oh, that's 30 million. I think he can still get better at 82 rated. So, yeah, I think we can hardball Eric Ten Hag here and say, look, you want to bring him back. I know he's homegrown at Manchester United, so he's helpful for the squad registration rules. And for 39 million, I'll take that. 1.5 years of us will make a very tiny profit on him. Yeah, I think in this team now, Anthony would be behind several players, and especially when Alcaraz comes back as well, probably behind him too. Kowalczyk, Suleiman, it'd be like 5th to 6th choice winger here. So yeah, I don't mind that, to be fair. Going back to Old Trafford, and that's not a bad move for all pies, I'd say personally. So loan deals continue with Jorgensen going to go play for Fulham under Marco Silva as well. Would we need, and this is the thing, would we even need to replace him? I mean, what would that then take our budget up to if it goes through? What would we go up to then? Over £110 million. And there we go. Young Keir Starmer is off to LAFC for £1.8 million. We'll take the cash there for the young Labour leader. Ed Davey, it looks as though he's off to Everton on a 1-year loan deal, so totally fine with that. Still getting better at 74 rated, so hopefully first team football there with the Toffees will do him some good under Sean Dyche. Toughen him up, please, Sean. That's what we want to see. And is Alanga going to Manchester United then? Is that deal going through? Well, we shall find out. That's the young South Korean with superb physicals. He's the next man to leave us on loan to Frosinone. Maybe our new feeder club, Frosinone, he's going to join Hansen. And we'll take a look at him there in Italy as the season goes on. So is Alanga going or... Well, there we go. Right on cue. Alanga is off to Manchester United, back to Old Trafford. Of course, he came through the youth setup, and Anthony Alanga joining last year's FA Cup winners for £39 million. That's a really good profit made on him in just 18 months. Very happy with that sale there, knowing now he would have been like a 5th or 6th choice winger. So the question is, do we reinvest the money? Like, I mean, do we need to reinvest the money? That's the real question. £129 million now in our budget on the back of that big sale there. My maths is terrible, isn't it? So I guess my question to you is, well, I probably won't make any more signings today. Where else do we strengthen? £129 million in the budget. Guys, give me some more transfer suggestions heading in to the remainder of the summer transfer window. Do we look to make a big new signing? Do we need anyone else? Or do we just let it sit there in the budget? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Transfer suggestions. I need them with that amount of money to play with. And as Jorgensen does go to Fulham on loan, Ed Davey is the next youngster to make the long, dreaded walk out of the Luton Town Training Centre as he's on his way out to Everton for 12 months as well. So I guess now with the money we've got, and I said there, keep those transfer suggestions coming in, it's the only thing we need to worry about depth. I mean, you know, we had a few injuries last season. We'll get a few more this year as well. Robert still might leave. Justin still might leave. O'Hare still might leave as well. With all three only having 1 year left in their deal. Alcaraz is still going to be done for the first 3 months of the season. I guess the only question is, do we need more depth in this team? We've got £130 million in the budget. The first team is phenomenal. The bench is still quite strong as well. But is depth the only concern? Well, at the moment, it's the only thing on my mind, really. And guys, as we are coming towards the end of the first episode of the new season, if you could leave a like, I really would appreciate it for a guaranteed quadruple upload weekend this weekend, as we start off with our scouting for this year. England, a couple of decent players to keep our eyes on there, but we'll not put them in the academy just yet. As for Australia, sadly, just a one player to keep our eyes on, that's Jackson Hood, who will continue scouting. And for our final scout based in Canada this year, well, I've just seen there, and I want to run to him. I want to run to him right now and see how good he is. Don't trick me, game. Max Banks, 6'2", high overall, it seems, but the market valuation... we'll keep our eye on him. We'll keep our eye on him. No one making it just yet, which means that the academy carries over from next season, still looking like this. Really good prospects in there. A couple of great South Koreans, including Yoon Soo Shin, who looks really good. Kumalo as well on that left hand side. Song Soo Yu as well, but still my personal favourite has to be Shabalala. I've got a feeling he'll ask for a pro deal at some point this season. I hope he doesn't. I want him to stay in the academy, but still looking really good. Right, let's play the first game of the season, and whilst it's normally considered a glorified friendly, especially if you lose it, it's a trophy when you win, and we do want to win it. Our first ever Community Shield as we face last year's FA Cup winners, Manchester United, in a repeat of that heartbreaking Carabao Cup final in Season 3. Come on, Luton Town. Also, I have gone with Giles starting at left back for this game, giving him the armband as well. Without a buy on the bench and giving Kowalczyk a full 90 up top today. You know, like, to me, Giles, like, even though we brought in Kirkes, I still might opt to start him. He's only 2 ratings behind it, now 83 overall after growing a quick rating in pre-season. Oh, great ball, Kowalczyk. And Suleimana. Oh, saved by Onana. And cleared away. Yeah, I don't think that Kirkes starting is a given. I still might opt for Ryan. You might have noticed they've strengthened in this summer window as well. Julian Brandt has come in, but they've also picked up from Brentford, who went down. He said, I'm not staying in the Challenger again, for goodness sake. 2 relegations in 3 years. No, I've had enough of this. Yusufa Moukoko on the ball, on the turn, looking for space, gives it to Brandt. The new boys linking up, and here come the Red Devils as Correa blocks the shot, and it's given straight back. Yep, both teams want to win this. This ain't a glorified friendly. Both teams want to win this. Kowalczyk. Oh, finish, young man. Pavel Kowalczyk did not score a single domestic goal since coming in from Everton last season. But this one counts. This is his first, and he's given us the opener. Bends it past Onana, and Pavel gives us the lead at Wembley. And it's, oh, that looks a bit nasty. Cox goes down, and a finish by Moukoko sees a double whammy affect Luton Town. Yusufa's first in a Manchester United shirt, and Cox goes down as well. Is he back to his feet? He is, but I don't think he'll run it off. Oh, please don't tell me it's another broken toe. Oh, winning Pavel. Cox. Pavel. Oh, great save by Onana. Brilliant save. Went with that Trivela shot there. I know some of you guys have been recommending that to me in the comments. He's got that play style, so it's Gabriel long shoot, and Onana turns behind for a corner. I am going to try a few more Trivelas this season with the outside of that right boot. Onana, very busy in this first half, keeping it still as Anderson heads just off target. Level at 1-1. Oh, what a lovely ball that is by Reynolds. Moukoko onto it. Correa can't stop the inside pass, and Julian Brandt gives the Red Devils the lead. It's the new boys turning up at Wembley. First Moukoko, and then Julian as the Germans take over. Giles can't deny the inside pass. Anderson finds Anthony, and it should be free. Lovely dribbling. Julian Brandt drills home. Just couldn't stop the dribbling from the Brazilian, and Brandt with a brace on his debut. That is how you know you've made the right investment. 2 goals in 12 minutes. Like I said, this is one of the reasons why, again, the AI this year is so much harder to play against, because they only need the one chance to get a goal. They've had 3 shots on target. They've scored with all of them. Do you count the Community Shield as a domestic cup final? Because if you do, my record is going to look very poor indeed. 0 for 3. 2 losses against the Red Devils in a Carabao Cup final in this one, and against Arsenal in an FA Cup final too. Well, you know, I was saying, I think we might still need to bring someone in with the money we've got. 4-1 from being tied at a break at 1-1. I have been absolutely torn apart in this second half there. Absolutely destroyed. Just the new boys have just been phenomenal. You can't even blame Fuentes for any of the goals he's conceded either. They were just fantastic strikes. And Manchester United, after missing out on the Champions League, spent big in this summer window. And it's safe to say, if these guys can keep their form up for the entire year, they're going to get their money's worth and then some. That was a bleak reminder for Luton Town that we're still not established as a giant just yet. A 4-1 thrashing in the Community Shield. And that will do it for today's episode and the season opener of the EA FC Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like for a quadruple upload weekend, but also as well, with a month to go in the window and £130 million still in the budget, where should we look to strengthen our team in order to be a lot more competitive in games like that one where I just got absolutely spanked? Have a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of the EA FC Career Mode, where we'll begin our new Premier League season defending our title, and of course we'll have the draw for the Champions League group stage as well. I'll see you for it very soon.